Through his foundation, Bill Gates has helped to fight AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. Well, today at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, he announced that his project called CEPI, or the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations, has $460 million. He sat down with CBS News to talk about how that money will go to preparing for the next great epidemic.
The idea is to take a new way of building vaccines that could let us develop in less than a year a novel vaccine. They're called DNA RNA vaccines, and so we'll fund a few projects to build specific vaccines, but not only will we get that, we'll prove out that these platforms can work, we'll understand the regulatory issues, and it gives us a chance of being able to respond in time when the next epidemic hits.
Bill Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geoengineering, and it's highly controversial. It would look something like this. Thousands of planes would fly very high and use nozzles to inject millions of tons of light-reflecting particles into the stratosphere. It would create a thin chemical cloud of those particles around the whole planet, blocking some sunlight from reaching the surface. It would mimic a giant volcanic eruption, which we know cools the Earth. It also comes with significant risks and uncertainties.
Things like mass famine, mass flooding, drought, of kinds that will affect very large populations.
It could weaken monsoons in India, China, and Africa enough to affect crops. It could eradicate blue sky.
You start increasing the amount of diffuse light and you have less direct light, which is the same thing as saying it looks hazy and white.
It's an all-out effort, like a world war, but it's us against greenhouse gases. So it's a fitting moment to reflect on the progress we're making towards financing the Sustainable Development Goals. The largest source of additional financing for the SDGs will have to come from increases in tax revenue.
Michelle Eggert, and I'm the CEO of Biomilq. Here at Biomilq, we're creating cultured breast milk outside of the body. We're able to provide a product with the nutrition of breast milk, but the practicality of formula. We are able to use our proprietary technology to create breast milk outside of the body, just in the way it's produced in the body, by harnessing the evolution of human mammary epithelial cells.
Well, yes, your carbon footprint will go down dramatically if you don't eat meat. But one way to do that is to be a customer some portion of the time of these new ways of making ground beef that people like Beyond and Impossible and others are bringing out.
I'm Dakota Gruner. I'm the Executive Director of ID 2020.
I grew up in Berkeley, went to Brown for college where I studied biology and political science. Went and did a stint in management consulting where luckily I ended up doing work mostly for the Gates Foundation, so it tied directly into what I was interested in doing.
In 1998, Dr. Zabin became the founding director of the Bill and Melinda Gates Institute for Population Control.
Unfortunately, the current vaccines are good enough that if we just keep taking those, then at least in terms of severe disease and death, you have very good protection. I'd hope the duration would be longer, but the data coming out says that if you're older, it's not good enough. You need to keep revaccinating. It's not good enough. You need to keep revaccinating.